they've done a lot of that too. They've done some of that shenanigans, just the life in the road of an actor. Shake the right hands, break the wrong ones.
Well, I think we have a situation developing.
What do you think the ingredients are of a great British crime thriller?
I know what the two most important ingredients are. 2 words, Guy Ritchie.
Hey!
Just when you say the name Guy Ritchie, people sit up and they go, wow, Guy Ritchie. I mean, he's such a personality, he's such a legend in his own time and space and place.
He just gets it. He just, that's the only way I can really say it.
Yeah.
I keep saying he understands like proper quintessential English banter. So many people do, but the way he incorporates it into a script language and the way he builds a scene around it, and he just has these ideas. He just comes out and he'll chuck a word at you. I remember we were on set filming the nightclub sequence in episode 1, and there was someone that my character interacts with and it wasn't in the script, and Guy said, let's give him a name. Let's call him Boggle. Yeah, Boggle. And where did that come from? Do you know, where did Boggle come from? But it just made so much sense somehow. And it was cracking me up every take. And I just thought, that's just the way his mind works. He just understands this genre so well.
Does he still say chutney?
Yes. I said this morning, yeah. So the makeup team, obviously, you know, it's MobLand. There's violence in the show. Like, you know what you're signing up for if you sign up to watch the show. You know, there's scenes where there's blood needed, fake blood for the scenes we're shooting.
And Guy calls it chutney?
No, so he says, so the makeup team then caught onto Guy's quirk of going, they'd usually say, add more blood, more blood, more blood. And Guy'd say, more claret for the chutney.
Oh, more
claret on the chutney.
Okay.
So, yeah, more blood on the face. Yeah.
Ah, brilliant.
And he's a great storyteller. He's a fine writer. And he is passionate about making movies and does it extremely well. We don't ask, we take. And when someone forgets their place, I've got a man for that.
Problem solved.
But then you've got Jez Butterworth, who is such a wordsmith, such a great playwright, and he sustains you. You know, the work would come in fast and furious, and then you wouldn't know quite where the story was going, so you were always kept on your toes. And you know, how we made this in the space of time we made it, I mean, we went out the trap really fast. Once everyone said yes, we jumped, and then it was like a freight train. So when the job came to me last summer, it came to me as, it was titled The Donovans. I read 5 episodes. There was no one involved except myself at that time. And I said yes to it because of Guy and because of the work that was on the page.
Got an email on a random Tuesday night saying potential project, and I just remember seeing the names Guy Ritchie, Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, Dame Helen Mirren, sold. You know, like, It was the biggest no-brainer ever. And to play a young gangster who wants to be at the top of the family business, ruthless, in a Guy Ritchie thing set in London. Yeah, I was so excited.
You originally were going up for a different role,
Yeah,
weren't you?
so I was sent a script of the first episode, and it just came through out of the blue, and my agent called me and said, do you want to do a self-tape for this? And it's a new Guy Ritchie project, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, Tom Hardy. I was like, I think I'll put a tape in, thank you. So I did a tape, I auditioned for another character. And then after reading the script, I did the self-tape and I put it in and I said to my agent, I was like, I'm actually quite pleased with my tape. And I never say that, I'm always like, ugh. But I said, I think I'm more a Jan. I said, I just have this instinct. I was just like, I feel like I really connect with Jan. And he said, okay. And then I found out that another actress was cast in the role I went for. And I was like, yeah, no, that's fine. I said, but can we ask about Jan? And then production just came and offered me Jan. So it was as simple as that. So they hadn't actually seen my Jan. They'd seen me do another character. And then I came in and they just let me rock up on the first day and sort of bring something to the table. So it was brilliant. Yeah, it felt like a very instinctive, natual process, actually.
For me, it was a really fast turnaround. I met on Friday, had the job on Monday. I was actually at London Zoo with my kids. And they were like, hey, come to... but I think there's something about, Guy at the top of the tree on this job, Pierce, Helen and Tom already being attached, that you're all in.
It's like a dream come true, isn't it?
went up for a different part. I didn't go up for Serafina. I went up for a completely different part. Knew I wasn't right for that part, but still done my self-tape because I'd read episode 1 and I was like, this is really good. The writing is incredible. And obviously everyone attached. So I was like, interesting. Then there was another role that I wanted. So I messaged my team, sent them my tape and said, I know I'm not right for this. Can you check if they've made any offers out for this character? Then 2 weeks later, got a call from my team saying, you've been offered Serafina Harrigan. And I was like, that's not the character that I liked. Who's Serafina? And then they sent me 3 scripts. I read them, and as soon as I saw that I was Pierce Brosnan's daughter, Helen Mirren is my stepmom, I'm part of this big mob family, and then I saw what my character was up to and how she holds herself and what's coming out of her mouth even, I was like, no, I called them straight away. I was like, I don't need to think about it. It's a yeah. Yeah.
With us, or are you against us?
A moment from the first episode where Conrad's talking to Archie, about to gut the moderately sized fish. I think they say it's a small fish, but you itch your neck with the knife, and that to me was like, that said a lot about the character without you actually saying anything. So I'm curious, was that like a deliberate thing you did?
It was, and that knife was like a scalpel. And I've done it before, and I've done it with a knife, a butter knife or something like that, or a spoon or a pen. It's just one of those things the shadow moves. But on that particular occasion, that knife was like a stiletto. And I went, finished the scene, then I felt blood dripping down the back of my head. And I nicked myself and got the nurse. I said, do you have something here just to spray this on? She went, I said, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. You know, and I said, no, just please calm down. Just, we're fine. We're good, kind of. Bleeding for the arm. Yeah, and I went around the set. Are you okay? You've cut yourself. I thought, oh, Jesus, what an idiot. What have I done? Anyway, it's in the movie. So funny that you should pick up on such a shadow move as that. How did I come to him? How did I get to him? It was the accent, really. The accent, once I found the voice, I was off to the races. Once I found that, then Jez Butterworth wrote, I could feel the lyrics, the lyric of the character and the voice of the character and the cadence. So the writing was always supported me, and good writing, just elevates you, just carries you if you leave yourself alone and focus on it and listen. It's just, it's a great composition. Then you have a dance, and it's not, when the writing's bad, it's like carrying a dead donkey, It's like you have to fabricate and make up and posture, and they've done a lot of that too. They've done some of that shenanigans, just the life and the road of an actor.
I loved the days where there was a group of us in, because it was, what a cast. It was just so fun to hang out with everybody and hear people's stories, and I just had the time of my life. And there is a dinner party scene that I'm involved in towards the end of the series. And in Downton Abbey, that obviously a show that I did for many years, and now in 3 movies, there were a lot of dinner party scenes, either in the servants' hall downstairs or upstairs. There was lots of dinner scenes. And I remember sitting there thinking, they won't be doing this at the Abbey. My goodness me. I was like, wow, times have changed.
Does this mean you host a mean dinner party?
Pardon?
Can you now host a mean dinner party after those years?
Oh, yeah. Mine would be more fun than a Downton, less dramatic than a MobLand.
Good. Yeah,
good middle ground, yeah.
We don't ask, we take. And when someone forgets their place, I've got a man for that.
Problem solved.
Really excited to watch every episode.
Same.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And 10 episodes as well, so I've kind of forgotten certain things that go on in the middle, so I can't wait to learn them all like a general viewer again.
That's
I can't wait.
That's what I felt like even last night, like watching it. I'd watched it on the iPad at home, then I watched it obviously in the big screen yesterday, and I was like, every single time it's refreshing. Every single time I forget that I'm even in it, and I'm just watching it like, this is such a great show.
Yeah.
I love that I'm part of something like that. It's
Yeah.
so nice. Yeah, it's quite. We're all after like even all the crew, because you don't know what you're making until you see it. Obviously, do you know what I mean? Like even visually, you don't know what it's going to look like. The grading, the music, all of that, and it all makes it what it is. And it's, I think it's a great show.
Entertaining. It's got to be entertaining, right? It's got to be edge of your seat. It's got to be entertaining. And this also with MobLand, there's a humour to it as well. So I think it, ticks all the boxes. It does for me. It's something I genuinely would love watching. Love, love, love.
It's funny, I remember meeting Mandeep for the first time. I was having a fitting, I was getting my hair bleached on the makeup bus, and saying, how many episodes have you read? And Mandeep had got 3, and she's the only person I'd met that had read beyond 2. I'd had 1 at that point, and I was about to get episode 2, but because there's so many twists and turns in our show, they just didn't want to give anything away. And also there's the whole thing about you don't want to play the end at the beginning, so it's quite exciting as an actor to not quite know how you're going to end up at the end of I mean, I think this show is set over a period of about 2 weeks or something. It's quite a short amount of time, so a lot goes on in that time, and not knowing. But I remember Mandeep had a cheeky episode 3, and I was like, what happens in it?
Yeah, and I was like, oh well, you do this and you do that.
Yeah, you say this to me, you say that to me.